All right, we're back live tonight in Focus. The city of eThekwini has allegedly paid 571 million rands for streetlights. That's according to a report doing the rounds on rather public networks. However, the city has now responded to say the exact cost could be above 91 million rand, but not 571 million rands. Now, according to News 24 article, 18 companies contracted to fix and maintain streetlights across the metro were paid nearly 600 million rands between November 2019 and January 2020. In its response, the municipality officially rejects this media report, saying it is factually incorrect, slanderous, and based on a misunderstanding of basic mathematics. Former eThekwini Deputy Mayor and Abantu Batho Congress leader Philani Mavundla joins us now for more on this. Good to have you with us, and thank you very much for your time. The statement from eThekwini basically saying whoever wrote this article cannot count because, yes, there was overspending, an investigation was instituted, but the amount is not nearly close to 579 million rand. So what we do know then is that, yes, there was overspending. In a sense, the municipality saying it was meant to be 91 million rands, but there was overspending. Do we know by how much?
Mloli, let me greet you and your listeners. This is a very interesting story. It's just one amongst many that are still going to come up. I think there will be at least about 20 of them that are still going to come up. Now, it's very nice for the city official to respond and say it's a mathematical error. The truth of the matter is that the spreadsheet that reflects 579 million rand has not been created by an outsider or somebody from the moon or from the galaxy, but it's been created by the city officials. So basically, if somebody has misled us, it is the city. But what is there for us to believe in a city that in July alone, the Department of Electricity have spent 13 million rand on overtime that was above 50 hours and more. And out of that 13 million rand, it's only the electricity department that have spent it. So all I'm saying, Lul, is that there's a lot to come. The 578 million rand is just the tip of the iceberg. We do know that in eThekwini, the billing system that they're using, the company that was awarded the contract from India, like 2 years down the line, because those who were benefiting, who brought the company into South Africa, it kind of, hit them with the bad ball.
Yeah.
So basically, they're not receiving what they're expecting to receive. Somebody else was appointed without going to tender. All these things are still going to come out. So the 579 million rand is really nothing to cry for in eThekwini because there's a lot more that is still going to unfold. And this is going to take time. It's going to be painful for the leadership of eThekwini, but there's a lot more that's going to come. So from where I'm standing in Blue, I'm saying to you, the spreadsheet that is in the public is a spreadsheet that was issued by an official of eThekwini. It's not something that's been created by somebody else or
has that spreadsheet been tabled to council?
That spreadsheet was tabled to the council with the figures that were supposed to be accepted in terms of the adjustment. And the council at the time accepted that adjustment like many other adjustments that come to eThekwini for approval by the council.
Yeah. So the council signed off. Did it sign off on 579 million, or was the figure close to that?
Really, I need to be honest here. What happened, from what we can get on the document that is in our hands, is that there was a submission for about 200 plus million. Now, if you take 200 plus 91, you get very close to 300 million rand. But what was submitted to the council is stated clearly that there were outstanding invoices. Now, the council at the time, accepting that there were still outstanding invoices, it meant that those invoices can come anytime and get paid because the council signed a blank check by accepting that there are still outstanding invoices that will change the figure. Now, if you then look at the spreadsheet that is in the public, it then makes sense that it comes to that 579 million rand that we're talking about.
Now, you said in your time as the deputy mayor, you did a real thorough, one would say, walkabout in assessing the infrastructure, water infrastructure, road infrastructure, etc., in eThekwini. In that time, did we get value for money at least? I mean, it was meant to be 91 million. It ended up, at least, as far as you know, 200 million has been invoiced, plus the 91 million. Are those streetlights on at the moment?
No, when we came in 2021, Durban, at least 75% of it was very dark. I remember one afternoon where I asked the deputy city manager of trade and services, which includes the electricity, that, let's drive around the town and see how dark the town was. It seems as if he was surprised himself. That's how dark the town was. But the question was, do we have money to fix the light? And I was told that the contract that was supposed to have been running for 3 years, the money has been exhausted. And that particular time I was told it was exhausted within 7 months. But then the document that was submitted then later on, it reflected that there was money spent in November, there was money spent in December, and then there was money that was spent in January. And if you put those figures together, they come to that famous 579 million rand. So basically, even to this day, if in eThekwini they want to fix the street lights, it's difficult because there's no budget for it. I can tell you now that in my street where I reside, half the lights aren't burning as we speak. But what is surprising everybody is that even those bulbs that were being installed, they were a free issue from the municipality. It doesn't mean that the contractors was going to the wholesalers to buy those. They were bought by the municipality. Now the biggest question is, can the municipality official produce any invoices, any goods received notes, any orders that were placed with the manufacturer or the suppliers of the bulbs that are equivalent to the amount that were paid, even if it's 91 million? I can tell you now, Philani, that you're not going to get that.
Now, we've been hearing a lot around why these things, for example, were happening at Eskom, that there are cartels that apparently enjoy political protection and so on and so forth. That's still to be tested. The president has denied such political protection. However, there is general admittance, even from the Minister of Public Enterprises, that there are cartels that are operating at Eskom. Are there cartels that are operating in eThekwini that are benefiting from these contracts? And you're saying there are 20 more revelations, so it means it goes even deeper.
Well, let's just make it easy. Not long ago, our very same honorable and nice president, Comrade Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, admitted that the ANC was accused number one in the corruption. And then fast forward, come 2022, and then a minister of, a gentleman who used to be the minister of transport, whom the rail line came to me in South Africa. You can no longer ride a train from Pinetown to Sanya, Rosberg, and to Durban. This happened during the time of the Secretary General of the ANC. And then the very same person tells us that in the ANC there is no corruption. We all know why the security contract were cancelled at PRASA because of his issues with the officials. Now the question is, should the South African believe anything that the ANC tells us if their president and the state president turn around and say ANC is accused number one, and then the Secretary General come around and say to us, no, the ANC doesn't do it that way. So whom to listen to? Now to answer to you, Mhluli, eThekwini is no different from any other South African metro or city or town that you'll have. We are aware Shwane not long ago was battling to pay for their diesel. We are aware that Mangaung not long ago was battling to pay their wages. eThekwini is about to come. I've been making noise about 200 million rand that we keep paying as a city on the expanded public works program. which national government only give eThekwini about 60 million rand, and then the ratepayers need to pay an additional 200 million rand. The question is, whom is it coming from? Because the ratepayers aren't getting any service out of expanded public works. So there's a lot more to come. This country needs to be clean and ruled, and the problem is it cannot be cleaned by the ruling party. That is the reality.
Abantu Batho Congress leader, Philani Mavundla. Appreciate your time with us, and thank you very much for coming on as always. All right, we continue.